Well, good morning, everyone. We're on WyoToday Sports Live. Marshall Whitaker. We've got a special guest in the house, David Kempf, the assistant coach of the Riverton Raiders A team and the head coach of the B team. Thanks for joining us today, David.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
David drove over from Lander this morning, Marshall, and the Raiders heading toward postseason play, both at the B level and at the Division II level or Division I level, depending on where they end up in this new setup in Wyoming American Legion Baseball. But first, we've got Riverton Little League Baseball and Lander Little League Baseball have been playing in the district tournament down in Pinedale. You've been following those scores?
Been looking at a little bit of that. They've played some good ball. We've seen a lot of talent that we're going to get to see continue to move up into some of these older baseball age groups over the next few years. And, with Lander restarting Legion Baseball here a couple of years ago, they've got a good crop of players in that Little League area right now. I think they're going to really be healthy as that group continues to mature and develop.
Well, bracket play this morning has started. They finished pool play. Riverton went 1-1. Lander went 1-1, I believe, and Lander this morning at 9 a.m. will take on Star Valley over in Pinedale, and then at 2 o'clock today it'll be Riverton and Tri-Basin. Lander wins, they would play tomorrow at 10 a.m. against the number 1 seed Cody. If Riverton wins, they would play tomorrow afternoon at 5:30 p.m. against Lovell. So those are your matchups. Other teams in the district tournament besides Cody and Bighorn is Lander, Star Valley, Pinedale, Powell, Riverton, Tri-Basin, which is Riverton's opponent today at 2 o'clock, Bighorn, Rock Springs, Green River, Bridger Valley, and Cody. So it's a big field.
Big field. A lot of teams represented, a lot of communities that are making the trips down to Pinedale for this tournament. And so it's a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun when you get to go to these little league tournaments. The guys get to play, and there is something fun about getting to go on the road to play a tournament, even at the little league level. The guys just enjoy getting out there and just getting to be a part of that. And I think it's great that Wyoming's got such a good, robust field of little league teams this year.
Well, these bracket play tournaments representing the first games of the international tournament, and there's a chance that the district champion then goes to state, and the state champions then go to San Bernardino, and with trying to get a berth to play in the Little League World Series back in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So
yeah,
it can start and it can carry on through if you get on a roll. And David, did you play Little League baseball?
I did. I played Little League baseball for Lander, actually, about 8 or so years ago, and we made it as far as the state tournament. I think it was in Torrington that year, and I still remember the game. I think we went to extra innings with Gillette, I want to say. We ended up losing, I think, by 1 run, and a heartbreaking loss, I think, ended our season. But at the time, we made it all the way to state tournament, and, those are really fond memories that you kind of hold on to even now as a 19-year-old who's now playing college baseball. You still look back on those Little League days and like, man, that was really fun. Being with the boys, being out there, playing good baseball, just super, super enjoyable. Good memories for sure.
Well, best of luck to both Lander and Riverton at districts today. We'll catch up with their scores. We'll be posting scores on WyoToday and following them through, and hopefully they can be one of the 2 teams coming out of the majors tournament with a trip to state. So best of luck to Riverton Little League and Lander Little League Baseball. We've got David Kempf here in the studios. David came in this summer, got talked into coming back to Fremont County to help out with Raiders baseball. Hey, we're glad you're here. Thanks for coming in this morning. Tell us a little bit about your background. I mean, you played Little League in Lander. What happened? Obviously, the fam moved east.
Yeah, so, we grew up, I moved around a lot in my life, but played baseball in Lander until 7th grade, and then we moved to Colorado Springs. So I played 5A high school baseball for those 4 years in Colorado Springs, which was a great experience. Lots of good baseball there. We played against a kid named Trey, Gregory Alford. He played with Coronado High School at the time. I got drafted straight out of high school to the Angels organization. So there's a lot of talent in the Springs. And then from there, I'm now playing college baseball at Franciscan University in Ohio. It's actually practically in Pennsylvania, about 30 minutes from Pittsburgh. And so that's been a great experience too. But, my first love has been Lander and Riverton and, back again to those Little League days. So coming back here was kind of a no-brainer, and the family actually moved back to Lander. So it made even more sense to, give back to the place that, first helped me fall in love with baseball at the Little League level. So happy to be here.
I just sat here Googling up your name, and you come up on the internet.
Well, that's a good sign.
Third baseman, pitcher.
Correct, yes.
So tell us how your experience has been at where you're playing college baseball. Where's this university located?
So Franciscan University, it's in Steubenville, Ohio. Again, like 30 minutes from Pittsburgh, practically in Pennsylvania. As part of our fundraising, we would actually work Steelers games. We were the on-field kind of folks that would prevent people from jumping over and running on the field, which is kind of a fun job. But regardless of that, yeah, they had me as a third baseman and a pitcher, so a 2A player. And then this past spring was my freshman year. And I just had a really great experience. It was kind of a weird season. I was our opening day DH, and then halfway through the season, I got moved to third base. And then at the end of the season, I was our closing pitcher. So I kind of bounced around, helping out the team, wherever coaches saw fit. But again, super great experience. Loved every minute of it.
How was it moving up from a high school level of baseball up into college?
Yeah, so the game's a lot faster, obviously. I think one of the more noticeable parts, especially playing third base, is guys at the college level just flat out run faster. You don't have as much time to kind of shuffle and throw. It's more of you get the ball, you get rid of it. Because guys at the college level, they know how to run. They get down the line super quick. And then guys are very well coached. Even if, maybe they don't have the raw talent of throwing in the upper 90s like some of the Division I guys. They know how to locate pitches. They know how to move pitches around. So there's some really well-coached teams, which makes it all the more fun, of course. So, again, super great experience.
How was your recruiting process and all that? How'd you end up where you're at?
So that's a longer story, actually. I was originally set on going to West Point Military Academy. And then at the last minute in May, I had to back out of that due to history of concussions. I actually got medically disqualified from attending West Point. And then I didn't have a great backup plan at the time. I had one baseball offer to Franciscan. But again, I was all in on the military. Didn't think baseball was a part of my future. But then when that kind of fell through, then I was like, oh no, I need to jump ship. Got to find something else. I got this offer to go play baseball at Franciscan. You know what? I'm going to take that and kind of run with it and see where it goes. So,
well, that's cool. So how'd you? You're begging the question. Did you play football? How'd you end up with concussions?
Yeah, I played football in high school freshman year, and I did have a season-ending concussion, season-ending injury. Yes, I did. And that one was a good one. That one knocked me out. I was down for, I don't know, a minute or two. And by then, I think it was my fourth or fifth concussion. And I was like, okay, maybe I should hang up the football cleats and just stick with baseball.
Well, I'm glad you did, because that's a type of situation that can follow you throughout your life. And
Yes.
so you got to take care of the brain.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. It's a little safer standing on third. Not much. Those guys
Right.
sent them screaming down to the hot corner.
That
but,
is true.
But we're glad you're at third, and we're glad you're here
Yes.
coaching the team this year.
Yeah, no, it's been a blast. The guys are super enjoyable, fun to be around, hardworking young men. So they made the job super easy and fun to be around.
How'd you end up back in Fremont County?
Yeah, that was my dad's work. We moved down to Lander. He got a promotion, so we just kind of followed my dad, and now I'm back here.
Okay, I see in your on your college roster. It says your hometown's Lander, Wyoming.
It is, yeah.
We appreciate you wearing the badge.
Yeah, I'm
right.
proud of it.
Fremont County's own, you know.
Yes, exactly.
So got hooked up coaching Legion baseball this year. Legion baseball in Wyoming is quite a bit different than high school baseball because you have to get out, you have to fundraise as a player, as a team, as an organization, and if you don't fundraise, you don't play. So it's a whole different scenario. But I know the Riverton board is strong. They've got a growing program in Lander. Eric Baker said, "Hey, do you want to coach with me?" I'm guessing that's kind of how it went. I know Bake pretty well.
Yes, that's pretty much how it went. I think he called me. I was probably in my dorm room studying some engineering homework or something, but I think he just gave me a call. He's like, "Hey, we're looking for a coach for the Riverton Raiders, and, we'd be happy to have you." And I was like, I'm honored, sign me up. I was ready to go from the moment he called me. So.
All right, so when did you get here?
I got here early May, maybe May 10th or 15th, somewhere around there, and pretty much jumped right into it.
So when you saw the team and saw the kids you were going to be dealing with, what was your first thought? We got a lot of work to do here, or
No,
they got
no.
some skill.
We definitely have some talent. There's some big name guys for sure. I mean, you got the obvious. You got the Braden Baker, Bo Anderson, both of those guys going on to play college baseball this next year. So there's some talent, 100%, and it's fun to be around that level of play for sure.
You want to not only see the talented guys do well, but you want to build your young guys toward the future, and that's kind of why you're here, is to share your baseball knowledge and work ethic and try to get these kids to embrace that, I'm sure, on the baseball field.
Yes, absolutely. And the young guys, one thing that has really stuck out to me, especially from even our 14, 15-year-old guys, is they're always asking questions. They're always coming up to me or to Ryan, the other B team coach, and they're asking us for specific drills to help them fix maybe a problem in their swing, or asking us to video their swings during practice. Like they're super curious, always wanting to learn more. I think that's a super admirable aspect, in baseball and in life. And these young guys get it. They have that, and they want to be there. They want to learn. They want to get better at the game. And when you have players like that, it becomes a lot easier to coach.
Well, I did see in your resume here you're studying mechanical engineering.
Yes, that is correct.
How does that translate to baseball? I mean, my son's an engineer. He played for the Raiders. He's all about statistics and spreadsheets, and that's kind of the baseball thing is you look at numbers.
Yes, yeah. No, I've always had that kind of math or data-centered mind, whatever you want to call it. And that's reflected both in engineering and baseball, of course. And it's fun to tie those together. I think for one of my engineering projects, it was in a statistics class. I think I did our final project doing some mathematical formula on fastball velocities for our college team, Franciscan. And then I had to do a bunch of data analysis on that and determine certain biases towards certain miles an hour and, the weights or the heights of different guys, and see how those kind of correlated with their fastball velocity. And that was a fun project, but there's the baseball, there's the engineering, there's the data-centered mind that I kind of tend to lean towards.
All right. Well, appreciate your talking. I didn't have to worry about math, Marshall. That wasn't my forte at all.
Nope. If it didn't have a dollar sign in it, it was not a math problem I was going to solve. Let's just be honest.
Well, let's look toward the Raiders a little bit. Your A team, what have you seen out of these guys? I mean, they have, you got a winning record. The guys have been able to win some good ball games this year, and I know there's a kind of a sprint to the finish here to see if they can play in the Division I state tournament as one of the top 8 teams, or definitely be in the field for that Division II state tournament. How has this team grown through the season since you've been here?
Yeah, so just about, I think it was a week ago, we had at one point won 12 of 13 games, and that stretch was really defining for our team. Because we found ways to win in a lot of different ways. There'd be games where we hit 3 or 4 home runs, bats would be on fire, we'd win that game. But then there were other games where we only managed a couple hits here and there, and we still found ways to win. And I think that just speaks to, the caliber type of team we have at the A level, is that we have a team that, again, finds ways to win even when it's difficult, even when the bats aren't always hot or we're not playing the best defensively. We're still finding ways to win those games, and that's super important. And I think that will, carry us forward, especially in the state tournament, because, not everything's going to go right. But when you have things that go wrong and you still find ways to win, I think that's a true testament to how good a team can be and how good our team is.
The guys, do they want a spot in that Division I state tournament? Is that the main goal here?
Yeah, I mean, you want to go big or go home. You want to do everything you can to be the best of the best, and that's what we strive to do always, and that's what the guys want as well. So we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. But yeah, we're giving it all, laying it all out on the field in any way we can, for sure.
Well, you got the old gray-haired guy that's managing the team now, replaced Steven Rennig, but Eric Baker's been around the game for many years. He played college ball, and tell us what some of his attributes are that he brings to the team, and things that you've seen that you can use not only your own career, but what these kids ought to be looking at.
Yeah, I mean, he just brings a lot of insight into the game of baseball, whether it's mentally or physically. He's super great at explaining, the type of work that goes into being a super high talented player. And then he also, he would talk about, his experiences in college, whether it was when he was hitting home runs or doing super well, or if, he had a guy that ended up starting over him. He would talk about how he handled those different aspects of baseball, when things are going right, when things are going wrong. How do you stay even keeled? How do you focus on what you can do to be better and improve the team? And I think that's super important, and that's something I'll take back with me to Franciscan. Whether I'm starting in the lineup every day, or maybe I'm in a platoon role between positions. Whatever that may be, to always put the team first, and to be striving to focus on what I can do to become a better player and a better teammate. And that's something that Eric has done his whole career, and has certainly showed to not only myself but the other players. So his insight, his leadership, it's invaluable to our team.
So what do the Raiders have coming up over the next couple of weeks? What are you guys going to be playing? I know you're going to be focusing on the B team a little bit, but what's up for the A Raiders moving ahead in the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, so we're pretty much at the end of our season. We got a couple more key games that we definitely need to win. I think we've got the other Sheridan team, and then maybe one more Casper. I'd have to look at the schedule to see exactly what it is. But yeah, these are key games. This is make or break for the Division I or Division II tournament. So yeah, definitely some must-win games coming up.
All right. Well, let's move on to the B team. It's been I don't know if it's happened, but Riverton was able to successfully land the B state tournament, and I don't believe that this town has hosted a state tournament at the Legion level in at least more than 3 decades. So teams coming in, it all starts a week from Friday, week from today. And tell us about how this younger guys are coming together. I know you played Cody last night. You might want to talk about those games a bit.
Yeah, so we won the first game 10-5. That was one of our more complete games of the season. Pitching was lights out, very few walks, which is always a good sign for our staff and for our team in general. And then the second game, not as good as the first game, but still some promising signs. So we got Cody again a week from today. We're going to open up with them in the state tournament at 8 o'clock on Friday at the Raider Field. So that'll be another good game. I think we're 3-1 against Cody on the season. So it's going to be another dogfight on Friday. So that'll be a good one to look forward to for sure.
How are the lights up there? Are the lights still holding their own?
They're holding up. Sometimes when the wind gets blowing, they'll sway a little bit here and there. But yeah, they're doing just fine.
Used to have an electrician that he was on speed dial on my
Oh
phone.
no.
We had to do a lot of work on those lights back 5, 6, 10 years ago to keep them operating the way they should. And frankly, that was one of the problems with Riverton being able to host state, was having lights that you could depend on to play those night games at state. So
I've been up there for a couple of night games this year, and so far the lights have held up really nice. The new scoreboard looks fantastic. The field is in good shape. And so I think that, Riverton has definitely moved into being a quality place to host this state tournament. And I think it's going to be an enjoyable opportunity for the community and for the boys to not have to go on the road to see what they can do for state tournament this year.
you like going on the road with the boys?
So that is one thing that has been the biggest difference between Wyoming and Colorado Springs. For us, playing high school ball, the furthest we traveled was maybe an hour or two. And then here in Wyoming, you got a little bit further to go. But with that being said, it's a lot of fun, those road trips, especially when on the way back after you get a win or two. It's pretty fun, to be honest with you.
No doubt.
Yeah, when you build a schedule in Legion Baseball, I had to tell a coach this one time, he wanted to play everybody. We'll go anywhere to play in Wyoming. Well, you build the schedule in, early in the year. And then when May comes around, you have to start living that schedule. And there's two differences. It looks awesome on paper, but when you have to drive 4 hours, play a doubleheader, turn around, drive back. I had to go to work the next day, Marshall. And
that's a whole different experience. When we did the wood bat tournament here earlier this year, I called 5 games that weekend. And we were also running our booth for IPR with the convincer unit, doing some fun minute-to-win-it games with folks. I got to tell you, after a weekend of that, I was as wore out as any one of those parents on the grounds crew. We were a beat bunch of folks.
And you didn't even have to go on the road for that.
And I didn't even have to go on the road for that. I'm like, man, if I'd had to travel somewhere, this would have been a horrible, horrible experience.
It's a young man's game, David. Just remember that.
That's right. Absolutely.
I used to have to get a big bag of sunflower seeds, large Diet Pepsi or Dr. Pepper or something, just to make it back home. And then I'd make my son sit by me on the bus and we'd talk,
Yeah.
And all the guys, they'd be having fun doing what they were doing, and then they all go to sleep on me, by the time you get back. But no, this when you get into tournament play, and I know you've played there before, what's the mentality you have to carry from one game to the next?
Yeah, it can vary depending on how that first game goes. But every game is a must win. You gotta lay it all out. Whether you go down 5 runs in the first inning or you go up 5 runs in the first inning, mentality always has to be, hey, we got to score as much as we can, as often as we can. And that can be two-sided. If you find a way to mercy a team, you can save pitching for games later in the tournament. So there's a strategy aspect to that too. So for us, it's going to be if we get a lead, we got to extend it, and if we fall behind, we got to find a way to crawl back into that game.
Well, and you've got to manage pitching during a tournament too. And the good thing is you do play in some tournaments during your season, so you can get some practice with that.
For sure, yeah. Pitching, again, it's a make or break, especially in the tournaments. You've got the pitch counts, you've got a lot of games in just a few number of days. So managing pitching, finding ways to get guys in that'll throw strikes and stay efficient in the zone. That way those pitch counts stay down. It's going to be key in the state tournament.
Well, Riverton hosting the B-State tournament starts a week from Friday. How long does it last?
So
the championship game?
Yes. So it'll last until Monday unless the losers bracket team comes back into the championship game and wins. Then it's a double elimination. So they'll have to play again on Tuesday.
Okay.
So there's a Tuesday is an up in the air maybe if the losing bracket team beats the undefeated team in the first championship game.
Okay.
If that doesn't happen, the tournament will end Monday.
Your board is still out there. They're selling sponsorships for various items. I want to announce here that Buckle Up for Life Wyoming is advertising in both dugouts. And I'm proud to be doing that on behalf of the Raiders. Of course, we want people to buckle their seatbelts. I know Marshall's going to be at the state tournament. You'll be calling some games.
Injury prevention resources will be there with the convincer. We'll have some games as well. And then I'll be calling at least the Riverton games. We may end up calling the whole tournament with Raiders baseball, brought to you by Sage West. And so it's going to be an interesting run. I said, "Oh, we can do that. We is me." I had to look around and I'm like, "Who else is going to call these baseball games? My broadcast partner's out of town." So I'm like, "We is me. I could be calling a lot of baseball on the WyoToday YouTube channel." And so we're excited. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to be there pulling for our Raiders.
So do you sample the concession stand food?
I do. Pretty much every home game, Brady Patrick, he's nice enough to cook me a double cheeseburger.
Absolutely.
It's a good way to end the day, for sure.
So how is the food there? I mean, is it going to be worth going to the tournament just to get some food, too?
No bias here. I think it's the best concession stand food that I think I've ever had, especially the burgers. The burgers are really good. You have to try them yourself.
Brady Patrick is absolutely the MVP of Legion baseball.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. We used to have a guy that would make a special dish and of course, since I was the coach, I got to try it out,
Oh, yeah.
So there was a long summer of me eating a lot of food at the concession stand.
Absolutely.
Players for you, give us some names of the guys that are going to be playing for Riverton during this B tournament.
Yeah, so a couple of the big name guys, Basin Anderson, he's leading our team in batting average. I think he's right around 500, having a stellar season. So he'll be a guy to look out for sure. And then Cooper Olson actually had 4 hits yesterday in their 2 doubleheaders against Cody. So he's been on the rise as well. And he plays a great center field. He's a utility guy. He's a young guy that we've been able to kind of plug in different positions. He's played center field. He's played shortstop. Great player, great attitude. So look out for Cooper Olson, Basin Anderson, and then Corbin, our first baseman. He's having a stellar season too, batting up well above the 400. I think he's second behind Basin. And then Johnny Cox, our catcher, he's been on the rise too, swinging a hot bat at both the A team and B team levels. So there's a few guys that definitely want to look out for those players.
All right. Well, we're excited for that. I know looking ahead to the future of Riverton Legion baseball, it looks pretty good, Marshall, because, hey, the 14 and under team won a state Babe Ruth championship this year.
Absolutely. And so top to bottom, I think there's a lot of baseball talent. I think that the Raiders have got a lot to grow through with what we've got. Graduating from A and heading off to college, we're going to push some guys up from B that are going to really fill those slots. We've got those 14-year-olds. Man, it's looking bright for a long time if we can just keep developing, keep good coaching, and keep those guys on the field.
Well, Coach, has it been an experience that makes you want to live it again next year?
Yes, yeah. No, I'd be more than happy to come back and run it back for sure.
All right. Well, that's good news. That says that something's going right at Roy Peck Field night in and night out when coaches want to return.
Absolutely.
And well, hey, thanks for joining us this morning on Sports Today Live, and we appreciate your time. And hey, best of luck in both your personal life, your playing career, your future engineering studies. Make sure that you hit the books because that keeps you on the baseball field.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
All right, Coach David Kempf joining us here representing the Raiders organization, hosting the B-State tournament starting next Friday. Marshall, we'll have a schedule out on that in the Riverton Ranger and Lander Journal and on WyoToday. Also, the A Raiders with some big games coming up. Congratulations to the 14 and under state champions who are trying to make their way toward the regional tournament. I know they've been trying to raise some cash, and then also to the Riverton Little Leaguers and Lander Little Leaguers. Lander playing this morning in just a few minutes at 9 a.m. and then Riverton playing this afternoon. So it's all baseball in mid-July in Riverton, Wyoming.
Absolutely. Baseball is definitely taken over. And we are excited to be a part of it in every way that we can. Tomorrow night, I will be at Roy Peck Field as the A team has a doubleheader. And so come on out, be a part of that. And then next week, let's get ready for the B-State tournament. It's going to be a great opportunity to come out and be a fan.
All right. Well, thank you guys. And hey, go Raiders.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful weekend.
You as well.